Okay, I've been doing kind of a monthly marathon of bad movies. Hence the Kazam, Showgirls, and Geely. When I was thinking of how I'm going to finish this, it was down to either Freddy Got Fingered or BFE. And I went, you know what? Battlefield Earth is so ridiculously bad that's when it's going to get the ending honors. Apparently Earth has been controlled by a owl for 1,000 years by a giant race of aliens who require gold, but the air they breathe is explosive next to certain areas of radiation where gold is currently stored at. Humans by this time have kind of de-evolved. But still have immaculate teeth. Turl, played by John Travolta, decides, you know what, this one human was able to steal one of their guns and kill one of them. Bear in mind, they mentioned they wipe out the military in like minutes. Okay, so if they're highly advanced and they've conquered for 1,000 years, that pretty much means that almost all resistance has probably faded out. But this one human finally gets hold of one of their guns, kills him, and he goes, you know what? I think this man animal can help me out do some things. I'm tired of being on Earth. I want them to give me gold and buy my way off of Earth. Okay? So what's he do? He gives them training, slaves, and an airship. Trying to help him figure out his way, you know, to get to mine more gold. Instead he goes to Fort Knox and begins to physically hand him bars of gold. Now, if you were an advanced alien civilization, you've been over the planet for 1,000 years. Do you not think you would have, oh, I don't know, had searched the planet for large deposits of gold? I mean, I would assume that just over that 1,000 years of probably, you know, controlling the planet, you might have assumed they had ran into Fort Knox. Why would it take 1,000 years to find Fort Knox? Logically, I would expect, you know, if you're going to take over a planet, you'd probably want to hit military installations. The word fort denotes a military installation. Or at least something that's a military-style target. No, instead, they don't touch Fort Knox for 1,000 years. So the person they decide to train also happens to find some old aircraft. And then he begins to train themselves how to use these things. And then he leads such a slave rebellion, which kind of destroys the alien planet's atmosphere because it's explosive. So the world's military got destroyed easily. 1,000 years go by. Essentially a bunch of just slaves find a couple of ships, learn a little bit about how to control them, and then all of a sudden destroy a whole planet because the atmosphere is explosive. I should also mention this would act as actually part one of a two-part series of movies. Logically, if you were to destroy the alien home planet, what exactly would part two be about? Would be about John Travolta's Turl being stuck in a cage in the middle of Fort Knox and what him trying to get his way free? You know, they had to wear like bizarre breathing apparatuses. Wouldn't you just remove his breathing apparatus once he left and watch him just die? And if you know you can't physically defeat him, but you already have access to some of their weapons and technology, you don't think, oh, he broke free. Blim! I just blew a hole the size of a pop can through his body. And he's dead. This movie is... I have no idea why this movie got made. I mean, I'm looking at... Okay, budget was $44 million. And it made 30. It is absolutely ridiculously bad. People watch it and have no idea how bad it is. When I first saw it, I watched on the auspice of, you know what, this movie is so bad you have to watch it. So if you have 2 hours to absolutely just eradicate from your life, Battlefield would definitely be the way to go.